What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the very first episode of the Iron Blerdz. I'm your host, your chronicler, and your historian of all things obscure and weird. I'm Night Dragon.
Hello, everybody. I'm Icy Notes. Consider myself a time traveler from feudal Japan. My pronouns are this and that.
Hello, everyone. My name is Black Sir. That's 2R, but it's not what you think. I am also a sorcerer apprentice from Third Earth, sent here to watch over this little place called Ohio.
All right, from different parts of the universe, here we are. So I want to start with you, Icy Notes. What makes you a blerd?
Well, what makes me a blerd? Just for the people to get to know me a little more. I do like older things. Like older movies and stuff like that. Weird movies. Sort of my thing. One of my things. I'm not big on the anime, but I will watch it when offered. Black Star. Shut up. But some older movies like we've talked about before, Toxic Avenger. You guys should watch it.
Yeah, you was telling us about that.
Yeah, we was telling about this. This is our first time hearing about it. Where can we watch this movie at?
It's on Tubi TV.
Tubi TV has some of the most
weirdest movies.
It's low budget.
It does. In classic anime, in classic TV show like Freakazoid.
Is Freakazoid?
It does. And
yes, it
and
is.
The Tick is also on there.
Yes, it is.
In the Tick?
Someone's Rowan Warriors.
Wait, maybe I need to get on Tubi. Maybe I've been missing out.
They need to bring SWAT Cats on there. I
thought it was on there.
I haven't seen it.
I actually think they're doing a reboot, aren't they? On HBO. Are they still doing that on HBO Max?
They're still doing a reboot. It just needs to be somewhere. That's all I care about. It just needs to be somewhere.
Right.
And keep the original theme song, but season 1, not season 2.
Well, it doesn't have anything to do with Warner Brothers, does it? Because, Warner Brothers is having their crisis with their Empire collapsing.
I am well aware of the crisis of Warner Brothers. All of my CW stuff is gone. Basically.
I know. I'm upset. Like, how could y'all do this to us?
Just wipe the whole universe.
I'm telling you, man.
Arrowverse. The Arrowverse is basically gone.
And I think they canceled Young Justice. It's gone. I think Titans and Doom Patrol was on their last season. I'm glad to see Harley Quinn made it.
Yep, season 5. My girl.
Ugh. At least something I like made it through the fire.
It's your last season?
It's not the last season. They get it. Shush. This will be just getting that season after that too. I need something to watch.
I'm telling you.
DC related.
Yeah, I feel like DC is on the verge of extinction. As far as what it cuts. Yes, one anti-hero is going to revitalize a whole nation. He's going to do what the Trinity of Wonder Woman, Batman, and Superman could not do single-handedly.
The Rock got this. He got
Superman's
everything.
Gonna pop up in there.
That's very true.
Right.
Just stare at you immensely.
He got the whole DC universe.
He
on
made
his
it
back.
through the last decade of bad movies. So, if anybody can do it, take it.
He'd be all right.
I'm pretty sure. I'm still going to go see it. I hope whatever this dude is doing, because I heard some things about him. So, yeah. But, so, Black Star, I want to ask you, what makes you a blerd?
What makes me a blerd? Let's see. I'll go with all the anime, video games, and other TV shows, collections, anime convention, just a little bit of widespread of everything. I mean, just basically anything related to animes. I probably watched most of it or some of it. Video games, I collect basically the Triforce of video games, if you want to call it that, or systems. The Switch, the Xbox, the PlayStation, PC now.
Yeah, deep breath.
Hey, some people got to breathe when they talk. All right. Let's see the D.
It's got a lot going on there.
Yeah, can't help it. And it's good like this. You go by collections. I got a whole collection of Funko Pops here. I need to collect some more. But the latest one I just got was Doctor Doom, which is also my favorite villain from the Marvel Universe. Funko Pop of him, and it's lovely.
I used to collect action figures. I've been actually thinking about doing that because everybody has Funko Pops, and I do want some, but I don't know if I want to make a whole collection out of it. I might just get certain ones that like.
They're really easy to collect. Once you start collecting one or two of them, he's like, I
that's why. That's why.
Like,
that's why I haven't started yet because I feel like it's just a rabbit hole. Once you go down,
I wouldn't order put some things.
Me, I got a bookcase full of them.
See, I have a bookcase, but it's full of books.
Yeah, what are those things?
Books,
the digital copies and all. Just kidding. Just kidding. We love some books.
I give this to you, Black Star. I have a shelf that I haven't built yet.
You still ain't built that shelf yet?
No, I have not built the shelf.
How long that shelf been waiting to be built already now?
87 years.
2 years. 2 years.
2 years? Okay. So we got some dust.
He's had that shelf since we had a black man in the White House.
I had this shelf since I moved in here.
Yeah, they'll be there till you move again.
Yeah, that is very horrible.
No.
Your furniture feels neglected.
No.
Like those chairs.
The chairs are built, so you can X that off.
Finally built.
They're built. So.
Finally.
Now, I don't know how sound they are. But
you don't know if
they're
sturdy? Mm-hmm. That's why you ain't had guests over. Because I know as soon as I fall through one of the chairs, I'm going to the emergency room. I expect a call from my attorney, maybe even a call from my mother.
No, don't get Miss Wanda involved. You can call your attorney, but not Miss Wanda.
Don't nobody want that. That's the last thing you won't knock at their chub, though. You look back, who at the door? Miss Wanda out there. Speaking of Miss Wanda, that brings it to me. I'm Night Dragon. I am your chronicler, your historian, all around weird fact connoisseur from the quiet part of the Queerverse. I guess what makes me a Blerd is I just, like I said, I will watch a video about anything, and if I have a dozen questions, I will spend the next 5 hours on YouTube, on the internet, with a book, trying to figure it out. Yesterday, I was looking at Power Rangers. Yeah, that was a 5-hour assignment for one question that I still don't have an answer to. It was about the morphing grid because, they don't have a lot of, they're trying to work on a Power Ranger cinematic universe, but there's not a lot of lore about it, at least not cohesively, except for the fact that they're all connected through different dimensions and some stuff like that. So I wanted to see more about.
They can just make things up.
But they had, though, other than introducing the morphing grid and the morphing masters, and haven't really, the stuff I read and listened to, yeah, I got more questions. So to be continued.
So speaking of Power Rangers, what's your favorite Power Ranger series?
Classically, you got to go with Mighty Morphin. I mean, come on. Arguably the greatest Six Ranger around.
I'm about to say.
Tommy Oliver, Jason David Frey. I mean, spend more Power Rangers than anybody else in the franchise. I mean, arguably, you have to give the number one title to him. I mean, if you ask anybody about Power Rangers, he's one of the first five that you mentioned. Let's be for real.
How about this? Let me twist it up a little bit. Outside of the first original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, in any of that franchise, I mean, the Ninja Forms, the Alien Rangers, and there's a basic tree of Power Rangers.
My personal favorite would have to be Mystic Force. I have a thing for magic. So when Mystic Force originally came out, I think I was in high school. And that was like, I think I had a nerdgasm all over myself. I was like, oh my God, it's here. Magic. And just the way they did it.
I was thinking.
Go ahead.
I love to think about your magic. I am a fan of all, Japanese technology, traditions and everything. Ninja Force is my favorite, and Samurai and Super Samurai. Those are my favorite right there. And I would hate to say everybody hates this series, but you know what? I don't care. I still like Mega Force
though. Yeah, they redid the original.
I did too, but you look online.
I like it too because it made a callback to that was one of the first connections we seen to the other Ranger universes because they got them morph into the historic Ranger. Yeah,
Super
and
Mega Force.
I like it.
Yes.
I like it for
Legendary
that because
power.
of all the, the callback, because we don't get a lot of that. It's outside of like the legendary team ups, and not every season has one.
You get all in one in one season. 2 seasons.
I guess I did like Turbo. I forgot about Turbo.
How'd you feel about Turbo? The shift into Turbo.
Into Turbo.
Yeah, Turbo Zeo. I did watch that season.
And then they got switched into space.
Yeah.
In Lost Galaxy.
That's when I stopped watching.
You see what I mean about all the questions?
That's when I stopped watching.
Because apparently Rita Repulsa got purified at the space, but she popped up in Mystic Force, which was the only connection to any other Ranger team made in that season. She was Mystic Mother, I believe. And I'm like, okay, she went from being turned into a supposed normal human with this, and now she's what happened? How'd she become Mystic Mother? See the questions.
Reasons. Just chopped up for reasons. That's the best they can do it.
Did they use the original Rita?
Away a few years ago.
Rita Repulsa?
Yeah, the actress that played Udana too. She passed away like I think a couple years after their season ended. I think she had cancer. I'm kind of sad because that means we can't see her again.
Oh.
Yeah. It's weird. And then the Wild Force Ranger, he in jail. Yeah. Murder was the case that they gave me.
It's just like the Red.
It's not all the Rangers are good.
Right. The Red Ranger passed away too as well from Ninja Storm, and then Jason is
he's having
we don't talk about Jason.
Yeah.
He's allegedly.
Yes.
Right. Allegedly.
Yes.
No one knows if that's really him.
I still think so.
Innocent to prove guilty though. And regardless if he is guilty, he's still one of my favorite Rangers. I mean, he didn't do it then. We'll see what happens. I just Rangers have a hard history. Come to think of it now. Jeez.
They do.
I like Billy.
No one likes Billy.
I especially like him because he was
a smart one.
The first gay Power Ranger, if you will.
He was the Blue Ranger.
Wait, Billy. I like Zach because he was the dancer.
Yeah.
Was it your
Zach?
He was
the
why he was your
dancer.
favorite?
Me and him had something in common. I couldn't dislike him yet at that time, but I got there.
Mm-hmm. Just saying, Zach, because he thinks this is a dancer.
I have my reasons. You guys have y'all's. We'll just go from there.
I'm just saying that was the reason why you like Zach, because he was
and we just gonna leave it at that.
Dancer.
Anyway, so I have another question. Speaking of, so as a kid, did anybody get in comics? What kind of drink?
Yes, quite a few.
A few of them.
The one I remember the most was reading what was the name of that damn comic? It was X. Okay.
I like the
It
kids.
was a Marvel comic. It was like the future of it had Ben Grimm starting off and Wolverine and all them. It was crazy. It was like a different timeline. It wasn't the continuity. It was different. It was good though. And also I had another comic that I used to read a lot of too. I hate when I can never think of what I read. I know I read them though. Daredevil. That's what it was. Daredevil. I used to read him a lot.
Daredevil was cool. I like me some Daredevil.
I used to get him for free. At the time, my mom's boyfriend would wherever he worked, he used to bring them to me all the time. And I
know my cousin Bobby
brought
me like 2 full crates
and
of DC and Marvel comics. He came and eventually took them back, but I mean, at least I got to read them before he came and took them back. Yeah. But as a kid, he like ripped my heart out. I was like, oh God, life is over. What am I going to do? Even though I was 16 at the time, but that's a story for a different day. I guess out of like DC, cliche or whatever, one of my favorites will be Batman. It will always be Batman. And I guess in particular, because one of his story arcs that I like, his comic runs, which I guess it's a relatively new one, if I'm not mistaken, is Joker Wars. I always liked the Bat family. I always liked that he had his own little group with different personalities. They all went through different stuff, and it's just, I love it. And Batman has one of the most, well, arguably, if you want to, one of the most diverse rogues gallery ever against any comics out there. So, and he is like, to me, like a god amongst men. You know, he gets on the Justice League against all these superpowered people who, you know, logically will easily tear him into the ground, but somehow he always finds a way to whip their ass.
You prefer him, don't forget, Darkseid was afraid of him as well. You put him by his side. It's like turning into a demon or anything like that.
I guess out of Marvel, my favorite... Earth X?
It was Earth X. I'm sorry. I got to go back. Earth X was the name of it.
It was a Marvel comic?
Earth X.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah, I think I've seen that one. Or read that one.
Yeah.
Maybe...
The last comic I
came
read,
out in 1999.
I can't remember. I think it was Deadpool. One of Deadpool's comics that got me started in Mission Projects. Probably saying it wrong, but basically when they introduced Baby Hope into the series, which she was the first mutant after the House of M. And that was probably my favorite.
Yes.
The House of M was also my
Scarlet
favorite
Witch,
too.
man. And I don't care, even though I love Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, I don't care. Hashtag justice for Scarlet Witch. Yeah, damn it. How many times are they going to give this woman PTSD before she gets to be happy?
Agreed. She deserves a happy ending. Eventually we see her again one
She
day.
died crying. Well,
I think she got
supposedly
it.
died. Air quotes.
She does.
Wait.
She didn't die. We all said our way
we
flashing
have
light.
to assume. It's a Scarlet
I've
Witch.
seen
You can't
nothing.
assume it.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, she could have been Melissa.
Chaos saved her.
All we know about.
I guess with Marvel, I've always liked I like the cosmic stuff. I like the magic. You know, Blade is one of my favorites, but sometimes you just need a little normal. So I guess that's what like draws me to the street level stuff. You get a little Thor that's not normal.
Thor.
Why is he normal to you?
Thor is normal to me. Because he is Thor.
Wait, comic Thor or Chris Hemsworth's Thor?
Thor. Thor. Just Thor.
AKA Chris Hemsworth's store.
I want to see more Hercules
Thor.
after Love and Thunder. I want to see what's going on with him.
Yeah. We need to see more of Thor.
You can't see me right now.
Yeah,
but
that's
I'm shaking
kind
my
of
head at you
sad.
right now.
That's like that's the definition of a one-track mind. Anyway, so moving on. Video games. Anybody remember their very first video game, or even your very first system?
Mario. Mine was Nintendo 64. Yeah, mine. But we had others, but they weren't mine.
I think my very
My
sorry.
brothers.
Apologize.
No, go
I think
ahead.
my very, very first system I played was this Nintendo. And the very first game, it was at my grandma's house. I think it was my brother's system when I got a chance to play. My very first game was Super Mario Brothers 3.
Ah,
I remember
Yeah.
playing countless hours playing
Mario.
Mario with my brother and my aunts. It was a good time until we started playing Super Street Fighter on Super Nintendo, and I learned the ways of
Man.
getting angry at Street
My
Fighting
very
games.
first system was a Super Nintendo,
Sonic.
Yes.
and mine was Toy Story. I remember,
Mhm.
and my mom would tell this story to the
I
day she
remember that
died
game.
because I had the biggest fit. I think I was like 6 or
Mhm.
7. I had spent hours stuck on it, and it didn't even feel like it was hours. I was frustrated, and we were supposed to be going somewhere. And I said, "Okay, I'm coming." Man, it was the you guys remember the scene in Toy Story where they're stuck in the machine with all the little aliens? I was stuck trying to beat that damn claw. And I thought it was only 10 minutes. Apparently, I had sat there for 4 hours. And when I got up, I mean, ghost town. Palm sweaty, everybody going. I'm like, what in the hell? I'm like, they left me all alone. I mean, my dad was there, but he was asleep. I'm like, everybody just... I feel like they dropped me off at the fire station.
What happens when you get into the
You get stuck in those zones, just like playing Super Mario World. Super Mario World 3. That game, you get stuck playing it forever.
Now when I have my which one?
I do have a classic game.
Right.
That is the only thing I did not have. I did not know. Actually, I didn't get a Saturn either. I didn't get a Dreamcast or a Saturn. Those were the only two I never got.
Played a Saturn, had a Dreamcast, because that's when I got first introduced to Capcom versus SNK.
I'm not the kind of person where I'll jump up and buy something as soon as it comes out. I like to see if it's going to be around. They weren't around long enough for me, so I never really, So,
yeah, I'm a little bit opposite of that. I'm like, oh my god, must buy because it's video games. Who didn't want to play Jet Set Radio? Running around the city, spray painting everything.
Oh man, when I had my 60,
like that started my
Nintendo 64. Anybody remember the game? What was it? Pokemon Stadium. You could hook your cartridge to the back,
of course,
and play. And I was spoiled as a kid. I don't know how my parents did this, but I had 2 TVs, so I would actually watch the anime and play the game. Just put the cartridge in the back. Yeah, I still do it now. I still like the anime. I mean, it's a little predictable, but I mean, the kid in me can't help itself.
It's still good. Yeah. But it's still good.
It's okay. Just okay. But I do remember Pokemon Stadium 1 and 2. They had the best animations for the Pokemon game. Like, I seen this video on Facebook where it was doing double kick animation. It basically showed the Pokemon actually kicking you or something like that, compared to just stomping the ground. Like, oh, look, they use double kick. I was like, wow, they got really lazy with this. Yes.
Remember where Pokemon, was it the photography?
Pokemon Snap.
Pokemon Snap.
Yeah.
I hated that game, but I couldn't stop playing it. I hated it. I'm like, why are we playing this? What is the point of this?
Take pictures. Just start your corner. Hey, start your early on photography and everything like that.
I didn't understand the purpose. I didn't understand the purpose. They did remake that game. I was like, yeah, this was fine for a minute.
They did.
But then I went to PlayStation. Or was it GameCube? Yeah. I had both of them at the same time. But on PlayStation, I was stuck with it. Anybody ever played Bust a Groove?
Mm-hmm.
It was like a dance game.
No.
Yeah.
It's I played the arcade game version of that. The actual arcade, one of my favorites. 64.
And I used to play this Legend of Dragoon. Very first PlayStation game I got that had 5 discs. That's how big it was. Before I started anything with Final Fantasy, that was like my first big disc collection. And I broke the 3rd disc after I decided to start over, so I could never finish. You know, I'm not even sure if
should probably go back and buy it.
I'm pretty sure someone digitally.
I might look tonight actually, because I would like to finish. I to this day don't know how it ends.
Always,
you know what? I did that once and I fell asleep. It's 5 discs, so the gameplay is long. I tried doing it when I was like 25. Fell asleep. It was crazy, and I think I just gave up. I watched some of them. Like I watched all the Arkham trilogy for Batman. I watch those. So it's like watching a movie sometimes if they edit it right.
Yes, and they also flow two together. Yes,
I like when they do everything though too, not just the main story.
I watched the Pokemon one.
Of course. I watched the battle music of Pokemon before, like all the battle music tied into one, starting from Pokemon Red, Blue, and Green, and Yellow, all the way up to the newest Pokemon game. So good. See, I like
That's
Pokemon, just not the
horrible.
anime.
Okay, so anybody like
Alright,
Digimon?
so we got that
Hey.
I
already.
love
Sorry.
Digimon. I feel like Digimon should be more popular.
Always.
The
I mean, it is more popular. It's between the
Well,
right
more,
people.
more, more mainstream.
Crest
I
of
feel
hope
like
for
it should
life.
have a franchise. Like I feel like we should get a game every year that's more
Yeah.
story oriented. Not the same as Pokemon, but I feel like we should have something like that. And we don't.
So I take it you haven't played Pokemon Digimon Survive yet, then, if you're looking for something with
I
more
looked at it,
story based.
and I've been so
And
let down
tactics.
by some Digimon games in the past because it's just like
It's really good. It's towards
I
more adult
looked at
people.
some of the stuff, I read some of the stuff about it, and I'm like, I want to try it, but I'm like, if I get let down by another Digimon game, it's like I give up because I see some of the games that they do over in Japan that we never got over here, and it's like they did a Sailor Moon game, and I watched like the intro of it for PlayStation, and it looked for when it came out, it looked fucking epic, and we never got that over here. So it's like, I got cheated out of playing this. And it's like, so it'd be in Japanese though. I already looked into it. It'd be in Japanese. And I can't exactly read Japanese.
Just button mash until you figured it out. That's all you got to do. If you do, that's what most people do in
Did you
Tekken
finish
anyway.
it, Night Dragon? Yeah, I finished it. Don't know what the hell went on, but I finished it. But you know, I'm one of
You do
those
it
weird people
somehow.
where the story interests
go.
me. I like to know what's going on. I get invested. Well, blame my creativity.
Yeah.
I don't know. So since we're talking about games, speaking of, is there any games that you guys want to make a comeback? Maybe get a remake?
Mischief
Seriously?
Makers.
Oh,
Why Mischief Makers?
a what?
That's what I want to
What
know.
is that?
Mm-hmm. It was a game. It was for Nintendo 64. It was a very, very
I
not
see.
popular game, but it was so fun
Oh, no
and
wonder.
so fascinating. Had a lot of
Puzzles,
puzzles in it. So,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it was like a puzzle. It had puzzles in it, but it was like a lot of like.
Oh, it was
critical
one of those
thinking
type of
classes.
games.
It wasn't easy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
It
what
was
would the
definitely
remake be
an
like
adventure
then?
game.
You missed it.
It was not easy.
Probably the same concept.
I don't know. Hopefully, well, she was a robot, something like a robot. No, she was an android. That's what she was. Hopefully, this time around they make her she can fly better.
Hopefully, yeah.
But yeah, and yeah, I don't know how they would make the new game. Like I don't know what they would follow up with unless it's like her and her family or something. I guess she'd be old as hell now. So I mean, they can do something like that. I don't know. It's a good question. What would they do? But they should bring it back.
That's so you
And I
can
think it
play
should
it
be on
because Switch is all
Well, I
that you
guess it
have
would
at the
be. It was
moment.
Nintendo.
I think I'm gonna get you
Yes.
another system for Christmas. That might be my gift
Yes.
to you.
I looked up
Stadia.
Stadia. However it's named. Yes, I looked into that, but it was.
You know, you don't have
available.
to. Oh, let me correct on that one. So Stadia, you don't need to buy actual console. You just pay for it monthly. You can cast it on your TV, your games, TV, your computer, your cell phones,
Oh,
everything else
no, I
like
didn't
that.
know
All
that.
these pay a monthly thing. You're going to cast it anywhere. It streams over the internet and everything like that. It's pretty cool for what you get for it. And every month you get a free game and
Yeah.
stuff like that too as well, or several free games.
How much is it a month?
Un momento, por favor.
You're actually gonna look it up mid-show. This actually, I like that.
I
know,
know,
actually, I like that.
long.
And while he's looking it up, no, but I kind of wish. So speaking of Legend of Dragoon, I wish that they would remake that. It's only $10. It's not bad at all, actually.
Yeah. $10.
Oh,
It
that's
didn't
not
take that
bad.
long. Just Google. I mean, type in Stadia. You get all the ads and stuff for it. Love you, Gigo.
But I want them to redo Legend of Dragoon. Maybe even make a sequel. Pick it up from where it ended. Even though, I had no idea how it ended since I never got to finish. But they should do something like that because I would love to see it with PlayStation 5 graphics. I feel like that would be, since they can do a lot more now, I feel like that would be dope. They just...
That would be nice. I'm still waiting to see. I know it's a different game coming out, but Jet Set Radio. There's another game coming out just like it. It's basically a copy of Bomber Town or something. Or Bomb. Don't remember the actual name of it, but I'm ready for that again to come back.
What system is it on?
Very, very soon. I think it's supposed to be coming out for Switch first or Steam first, and then after that it hits the rest of the console. I'm trying to remember. It's like a Jet Set Radio. It's basically the same game, but they were on rollerblades this time. And I love it already. I'm just like, I need this in my life because it's nostalgia. It reminds me of everything I used to play with childhood. And since we can't have Jet Set Radio because of reasons, I'll go with that one.
Why can't we have Jet Set Radio?
I don't know. I think the person who made it is not here anymore, or we just they don't like us anymore.
That's kind of hurtful.
Like, yeah. A little bit.
Okay, so speaking of that,
Bomb Rush. There it is. Bomb Rush is a new game. Hey,
speaking of, did y'all ever play this old game called Bomb Rush? Was it Bomb Rush DX?
You talking about the guy that has a bomb that works around the sports and everything like that?
I mean, call me old fashioned or whatever, but I used to spend like 12 hours a day playing that game. Just blowing random stuff up. That was my shit. Anybody ever played? There was a game for
Twisted Metal for that stuff.
Sega. It was called Paperboy. This is when did anybody have like the Sega channel? I think it used to get offered through, and this is telling my age a little bit, but it got offered through Time Warner back when it was like the Roadrunner stuff. And it was this big giant cartridge, and it came with 2 cords that you would plug into your TV and then a power cord, and then you would put the cartridge. It was big as hell too. It was almost the same size as the Sega, the console. And you would put it down in there, and it would have games on there, and they would change it every month. You would pay a monthly subscription, and it would change and update the games every month. And one of them on there was Paperboy, where you just walk through. Yeah, I used to play that all the time. I remember landed any papers. I had more fun like tearing shit up. Is that bad? Should I apologize? Like I used to be hitting people's dogs and breaking windows, and this probably was something I should have talked about in counseling. Yeah, because I had more fun doing that.
Well, I don't remember that. No. I mean, it's a game.
But I used to laugh. No, not
unless
that.
you really wanted to.
But I used to sit there and laugh. It was like this little maniacal laugh.
No.
No, it was a big cartridge,
you play that on the computer?
And it had like an internet cable that you would like plug into the TV. This is when they had the TVs with the fat backs. Again, my age, and you would screw it into that, and then you would take the cartridge and put it into the console. Yeah, it was a lot, but it was fun, and they just. It just disappeared after a minute. But yeah, they used to have like Aladdin on there. Donkey Kong was on there. All of them, Sonic.
Yeah.
It sounds like the old days of the new Sega consoles we have out right now. That streams everything from and like that, or the remakes of the consoles.
Sega did it first, and they got a bad rap. So speaking of. I know they have a lot of old consoles coming back too. I thought about getting a Nintendo, a regular Nintendo, not a Super Nintendo. That was one of the ones I never played, but the games. Yeah, I know. the graphics.
I mean, you don't really need a Nintendo anymore because everything's coming to the Switch.
I just want to have it just to have it, though.
Yeah,
I mean,
you can download a lot of this.
It's like a waste of money if you already have something on one system.
This is something that the inner child in me is like, just do it.
Well, tell your inner child to be happy with the Switch.
A lot of people actually do it. Black Star. A lot of people are buying old systems.
Yeah,
and
so that's like
$300+
just for those systems that may work.
But you know what, though? A lot of people are buying record players too.
I mean, some people just like
vinyl records. Yeah,
vinyl.
Yeah,
I kind of want me a vinyl just to play some.
See, now y'all laughed at me, Night Dragon, when I said I wanted to get one.
Man, now I should have got it. But I was gonna laugh at you. I told you that that's your best friend. I support you on whatever you do. Just know that when I come to your house, and you guys should have seen it because it looked like a jukebox, like color purple jukebox. It had the big arc at the top too, with the lights in the disc spinner. Excuse me, the record spinner in the middle.
I was gonna get it because I wanted to get
that's the one I didn't want. So I agree with you on that.
But I still would have laughed.
Yes,
I told you.
See, I would support that.
I support it, but I would have laughed.
I would have supported. So you never asked me on that. I would have said yes, buy it just for that one album. My little blue sweater didn't matter at that time, so it's okay.
You just
nope.
Hold on, you want to Black Star because you were just the epitome of the easiest person to talk to.
Black Star.
Like, remember,
I am.
Well, need I remind you when Icy Notes confused Deadpool and Deathstroke, you gave him the biggest death stare before denouncing him as your friend for the next 6 months.
Yes, he did it at Comic Book Day at the Comic Con in front of a whole bunch of other people. He's like, "What is that, Deathstroke?" I'm like, "I'm sorry, who?" And everybody else was like, "No."
Yes. Okay. Just to clear it up, the reason it happened is because I was looking at, I think I'm looking at Deadpool, and I got him. The names are similar. I'm sorry.
Are you sorry though?
It just happened.
Are you sorry though?
We got to move past that. I am sort of sorry.
Wait, hold up. Really that. It's not that important.
Whatever.
See, now you're just feeling fire by saying that's not that important.
It's not. It's so old.
And that's why I kept the comic from you. That's why I kept the comic.
And
he stole your comic.
You stole my comic.
You said you didn't want to read it anyway. You said, I don't know. I might read it. I'm like, nope, this is mine.
I wanted that comic.
I said I might read it.
Black Star, I wanted that comic.
Not that bad.
And because you stole it, I never got it.
I still have it here. It's collecting dust somewhere.
You took it and you didn't even read it? That's blasphemous.
3 times already.
Oh, okay.
He did read it.
And I told him about
pass it along.
So he read it. Yeah. It was wrapped in plastic.
It's still been wrapped in plastic, just like those shelves.
He's just gonna keep talking about your shelves until you eventually put them up.
Never.
You did. You opened that door.
Little nugget. He deserves it.
And that came all kicking through.
That's all right. He's
a strong black woman. Just a clearance with your fan and all.
Hey.
Yes.
Solomon and Jerome. I don't know what it is.
But that was Muhammad.
It's
Muhammad.
Okay, well, I call him Solomon. I think it fits
is
better.
Muhammad. I'm Muhammad.
I'm Solomon.
But when
Muhammad.
I think of Solomon as it applies to Black Star, I just think of, a rock. You remember the episode of Dexter's Laboratory where he was trying to get superpowers and he turned himself into a rock and he crawled away? That's how I picture Black Star as a superhero. So Solomon just seems to fit.
Excuse me? Excuse me?
Logic rock.
Excuse me, hold on. A rock? Really? My superpower is going to be a rock?
Just a slow.
All right. If you play that, if you play that game, I can see your superpowers being big as long as nails and be like, ouch, that hurts. It stings, but it hurts.
You know what? I do
Yes.
it too.
Why
Just,
does next long that? What?
You can't even say because that's Megan stink. So no, you don't get that cool part. You
I
just
just
get
get
the
the cool
nails.
part. See, this is why you are a legless, limbless boulder that has to crawl away. You don't even have eyes.
Voters are have feelings too.
That sucks. Apparently, because they destroy
that's a
towns
deterrent.
and apps.
Yes. Oh, video game. We used to play a very long
What
time
video
ago.
game was that?
It's on a mobile phone. It was an adult swim game where you giant boulder, you go down a hill and just start crashing.
Yeah.
I forgot about Adult Swim
I think it was
games.
Giant Boulder with Doom.
Giant Boulder of Doom.
So.
I hope so.
So
they
like
have
a
it
warning
on
too
now
as
I'm
well.
interested.
On the Play Store.
So about mobile games, I was actually thinking about this. I thought about getting into online gaming a lot more. I do sometimes, but see, with the type of mouth I have and the type of ways that people like to talk to each other when they be online gaming, and it's not that serious, I would probably get banned. And that is my biggest hesitation.
This is why you unmute yourself and don't say anything or type. This is why I play Final Fantasy. All I walk in is a guild. I say, "Hi, everybody." Get to take all my stuff. I don't have to worry about anybody except when I play a healer. Then I tell people to not get hit. I'm tired of hearing you. And it's your fault you ran into the fireball that has red lights going your direction saying, "Hey, you're going to get hit." But you sit there and you're like, and you get hit. I'm just going to sit there and
I
watch
guess what I'm concerned about the most is somebody say something, I hear it for whatever reason, and then I done called them everything I can think of. I done made some things up. And then it's an 8-year-old, and then the cops is at my door, and we heard you call an 8-year-old a X, Y, a Z, a this or that. We gonna ask you what that is later. And
and don't forget about your internet getting cut off because we got somebody to DDoS your internet, and that's going on to you go swap your internet out.
They can
Yes,
do
you
it.
can. Yes. All I need is your IP address and stuff like that. Don't try this at home, kids. But all I do is take your IP address and just keep sending continuous package loss and everything like that to it.
You know, you guys are supposed to be like advocating for me to try online gaming, and this is giving me reasons to not try online gaming.
I mean, I told you to try online game for a very long period of time now.
Do you hear what you just said? This is the reason why I don't want to try it.
Just watch your mouth when you play online games.
I don't know much about it, so.
No, only in Mortal Kombat.
You know what? I think Mortal Kombat is the only game where it's allowed. It's expected. It's encouraged.
Right.
What? That's what adjustment for a while.
Well,
I'll make sure they're on
because
enough
somebody's
or they can't
child.
hear me. No,
I mean, that's a logical concern, right?
So when I play on
That's a
Discord,
logical concern, right?
right?
Yeah.
Especially when I
Yeah,
spam the same
yes,
move
it
over and over
is.
again. Like, okay, that's how we're gonna play. All right. We start going the word bet in every other sentence. You know, there's about to be game on.
No, this is another reason why I want. Well, not the only reason, but why I would not play Fortnite. So, is there any games that you guys just refuse to play besides Fortnite? Because Fortnite is my like. No.
Apex.
Yeah, you don't like zombies.
Anything
I
with-
see.
Walking Dead people.
Yes.
He won't even watch.
I do not.
He won't even watch Marvel Zombies. On
Nope.
the what if?
So
I
good.
sure
though.
won't.
Yes, it's so good.
I did kind of watch it, but
Wait,
I
so did
watched
you
it a
like
little bit,
13
but I
Ghosts?
didn't kill
One of my favorite movies, by the way. It was zombies.
Yeah,
Basically,
there was
monsters and
zombies in
zombies
there.
on the bottom of the board with the referencing the 13th century or whatever.
Well, I mean, yeah, but
Ghost.
One of them was
have
zombie
you seen
zombie.
them? They were spirits, yeah, but have you seen them though?
Yes.
I'd be more
Yeah.
afraid of them than the zombies.
That needs a remake,
Yeah.
by the way.
I've seen
That needs a
them.
remake
I
or
mean, they
redone
wouldn't
or
eat
whatever you
nobody.
want to call it.
Strange things always happen when I used to watch that movie.
Like he,
Did they?
I was surprised that they made it into a video
I
game.
know. I would say I
maybe.
don't think they did.
Or did they?
I mean, Friday the 13th got a video game, several video games. One's the Super NES and the Jason game.
My
out right
brother-in-law
now.
got that game for his birthday. I think no, it was for Christmas.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
he played that for
I remember
what
that.
was like a couple weeks, icy notes, and I think he just was
played it.
frustrated with it. He was like, "Hey, chefs to do. What else?
Mhm.
I'd have killed this bitch. I'd have killed that bitch. Ain't nothing else to do."
Ding, 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 ding. I still remember just walking through their
Yeah.
little houses and everything and fighting Jesus' mom. That games to get me terrified, give me bad nightmares.
You know what? I won't play Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
Yeah, I
Same.
played it once when I was a kid.
Zombies.
I
Neither
played it
will
once
I.
when I was a kid, but
I watch the movies.
I won't even watch the
I won't
movie.
even watch the movies though. No, I will.
Nope.
The
I
movies are
will. I'm
good.
playing.
Nope.
My biggest thing is like
watched the
that's
first one, a little bit of
when
it, and
I
I said,
watch
"Turn
stuff,
this
sometimes I don't
off."
want stuff to be too real, and I look at it and it's like, yeah, you know, we as humans, if we keep fucking with shit, this is dangerously close, and I'm like, I'm nowhere near ready.
So let me guess, you don't like things to be really
Not
real?
that real,
Mhm.
especially when it has an outcome like that. Like you guys remember, like what was it, 28 Days Later, and that whole trilogy? Yeah, nope, not doing it.
Yep. And no. I feel like we're, like you said, I feel like we're too close to stuff like that.
Right,
really
'cause people don't know how to
happening.
stop
Any type
messing
of
with
chemical
stuff.
spill or something crazy in the air, and then I got to
people
sit
don't know how to
here
stop
and try to
messing with stuff.
run. I'm like, look, I don't have time for this. Like, as long
But
as
you
it's
know
not
what, though?
running
They-
zombies, we should be okay.
Are you
They
going to
have
try
so
to
many
ground it?
different versions of zombies. You know, they have some zombies that are dumb. They have some zombies that are smart and like retain all their motor skills and stuff. And it's like, it'd be our dumb ass luck that we get the ones that not
Yeah.
only get all their motor skills and intelligence, it like multiplies and some shit like that. I'll say, look, I don't have time for that.
Sounds about right.
Or just something crazy. Like, damn it.
That, and I'm a little paranoid. If I was to like,
I can't.
I watched the playthrough, and I should have never did this. Five Nights at Freddy before I actually knew what it was about, and
Ooh, that's fun.
when I actually understood what it was about, I was sick, and I had the dumbass idea of doing it at like 5 a.m. So everything's quiet, it's pitch black,
Ooh.
and I just sat there and watched it. Yeah,
Ooh. You set yourself up for that one.
yeah. Well, I don't know how this is. People like this.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, if you're going to watch something scarier, go watch the OPT trailer. The game that used to be on PlayStation. There's a free demo on there.
Ooh,
That
speaking
game is
of,
scary.
did anybody
hate
see the
watching.
trailer for oh, sorry,
Cut me off.
finish?
It's already been
You make it
established. Okay, no. Okay, Roger. It's been established.
It's the time of the month for Black Star. That's when the Black Star becomes
What
a
is
little.
it? Black Star.
It
It's not
becomes
even
it,
the time
it,
of
it,
month,
it,
you
it
know.
becomes a
Clearly.
black hole.
Watch it.
That's when
You
he
say
throws
so.
on his hood and he becomes a dementor. He just hovers in your corner. What they say, and then it was as if all the happiness drained from the world. Did you?
You know,
It's more
speaking
than
of dead
time.
ends, I did watch movies today. I did. It wasn't too bad.
Was it worth it?
It wasn't too bad. Yeah, it was. I mean, it could have done a little more, but I think this was the beginning, and they got to connect them to
You don't sound too serious.
whole Spider-Verse. They just had to give. Well,
I
they
think
had to
made
give
a couple
deserves
of
an
problems with
see all
that too,
the
though.
good stuff. So. He got his. We'll see how he is when he connects with everybody. The one good thing, it is connected to it was connected to the whole rift that happened with
that was like loosely though, because they like
Doctor
left
Strange,
a lot
well,
of
not Doctor
open,
Strange,
and I
but
think that was some of the
Spider-Man.
problem too. They like left a lot of open-ended things. It, like they had the Spider-Man poster, and there was
It's
the
connected.
Spider-Man. I mean, I don't think it's gonna be. I haven't seen it yet, but I might watch it now. I don't think it was as bad as everybody made it out to be, but I do think it was partially because they like made some big promises
No,
that didn't pay
it
off,
wasn't.
and then
It
they
wasn't.
also made some. Like, they gave away the whole
Yeah.
movie when they were doing interviews and everything. They basically gave away the whole movie, so everybody knew what to expect.
Yeah. They except for the ending, I
For
didn't expect that. You know how we didn't see the
Yeah.
Vulture in Spider-Man No Way Home?
Did you show up in
Huh.
Morpheus?
He's there. He was there. He did show up. So
I did
he's-
see the I think I
he
seen,
is
like,
in
was it a
Morpheus, yes.
post credit scene?
So
Okay. But like, is that the Vulture
Kind of
from
like that, yeah.
Tom Holland's universe, or like is this an alternate? So how did he get there? But,
yeah,
but Doctor Strange's spell at the end of No Way Home should have.
the rift that would then they
fixed
caused
that.
that rift. It didn't. Well, I think they were showing. I don't know. He's there
No.
then, so he's back.
Yes, it is.
Is it? Wait, which one? Who's the newest one? What's it? Is it Tom? Is his name?
Yeah,
Tom
that's how I
Holland?
don't understand. Now I do want to
Yeah,
watch
it was that.
because I want to understand
That
that.
was the Vulture. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember the rift. You talking about in
They
Spider-Man
showed
No
the
Way
little
Home?
rift in the sky and everything.
I do remember that. Oh, but see,
Mhm.
the way they explained it in
And they showed
Spider-Man
it
No
in
Way Home is
Morbius.
that Doctor Strange's spell
Yeah.
making everybody forget that. Well, spoiler, making everybody forget who he is was supposed to fix everything. That's what Sid. How did it send Venom back, but not?
Everybody else.
Yeah. So it's a variant.
Well, Vulture was already there in that universe. No, I think it's the actual Vulture. They let him out though. It's weird. You have to watch it.
I got
So,
questions.
yeah, all I
sounds
know is
more
that he met up with
confusing.
Morbius, and now Morbius, and they're gonna.
Leave.
Yeah, you have to watch it. I'm gonna have to watch it again to see if I missed something. I don't think I did, but I was like, oh,
Just
the rift from
Just a
Spider-Man?
piece of it, though.
But a
'Cause you
little
know how
piece of them is all you
Venom got
need,
left
though.
over in the
That's all you
universe
need.
too,
Yeah.
but he got sent
But
back.
that's what I mean. So that's how
Piece
they
of
explain that, which I mean is a pretty
that was
good.
enough.
It's okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
he couldn't explain how he got out of
Shit,
jail.
leave it to
so
Sony.
He might be a variant, like you
Yeah,
said.
mess up stuff.
I'm so glad that certain heroes are not in the hands of
Yes.
certain individuals who should never be allowed to make superhero movies.
Mm-hmm.
They should have.
They should have let Marvel take over for Morbius. They should.
The only thing
It
that I
wasn't
like
terrible,
Sony
but
for,
they
well, I
definitely-
guess I shouldn't say that.
Disney-
Not
Disney
the only
would do
thing that I
better.
like them for, but now that they have the other three Spider-Man, they can do more with them and not like convolute Tom Holland's Spider-Man so much with all
Mhm.
these conflicting things. Like if they need to do something, then they can take it'll probably be Andrew. I don't think Tobey Maguire really wants to do it that much, but I think he'll pop up every now and then.
I'm about to say he's like an older,
But I don't
Spider-Man
think he wants to
now.
do an entire franchise anymore, especially because his is a classic, and I
Yeah,
think he just
to help
wants
out.
to
Stay the
leave it at
classic.
that.
Yeah.
A what?
Yeah, leave it. Yeah.
Oh,
See,
yeah.
I remember it was at the movies.
I was pretty
and
hyped
everybody
though to see Andrew though.
lost
I was
their
pretty
damn
hyped to
mind
see
when
him
he
too.
popped up.
They like no, No, but I mean, that's
Yeah,
again
but
a
he wasn't
classic.
like Toby.
And you know, I think in the Amazing Spider-Man I guess we can't even call it a trilogy, but I think it got a bad rap too. I don't think it was as bad as a lot of people said.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
No, it wasn't.
It was Sony, so considering it could have done a whole lot worse.
Little setup of movies with him. Yeah, it's interesting. I'm kind of curious what they're gonna do with the. Since I mean, I'm
You know what I'm
pretty
curious
sure
about?
Morbius is part of the
Jessica
Marvel
Jones.
Cinematic Universe. So
I want to see Jessica Jones. Supposedly, they were at least going to mention her in She-Hulk. We haven't gotten her yet, but
I bet we get her in a Daredevil episode.
I think so. I hope that they're going to mention her name, though. That was the rumor. If she doesn't show up,
definitely
that they were going to. But they did see her, and there was a picture of her and Mike Coulter together. They think that it was on a set filming something, and I know he did say that he was open to coming back as Luke Cage, which I hope that's what they do. Yeah, that's what I hope they do. Jury's still out on Iron Fist.
I hope so.
Next subject.
Yeah, I hope he does.
I don't think the actor was bad. I think that because he's associated with some of the bad writing, they gave him and I guess it wasn't necessarily bad writing, but he got the crappier end of the Defenders. And so now he's kind of tainted with that role, at least for a while. And since it was kind of recent, they're probably gonna at least, unless they can spin it really, really good and make his reboot make up for that. But back to Jessica Jones, because that's who I really want to see. And
same.
That's supposed to be, isn't that the next year? End of next year?
I can't wait till they bring in Blade and all that.
Mahershala Ali, I can't wait. Did they say anything about that at D23? Because I'm not.
They did not say anything about Phase 6 yet. Only Phase 5. We are getting the werewolves, so let's start.
I was waiting for Werewolf by Night. I have been tweeting about it. If you guys have not followed the Twitter yet, please follow the Twitter because I have been tweeting about stuff like this. Jack Russell, I've been wanting to see him, but we hadn't heard anything for a while. I thought they had decided not to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Werewolf by Night comes out in a few weeks. It comes out October 7th.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it comes out in a few weeks. It's a special. It's like a Halloween special.
Oh, does it?
I'll take it.
I think.
It's going to be a show?
Isn't it Black Star?
It's supposed to be holidays.
Okay.
I don't remember. I was conflicted. Was it be a movie or a series?
I think it's the holiday special, not the I Am Groot where it's a bunch of minis, but I think
Shorts.
A special. So it'll be it'll be in between a little over an hour and a little under an hour and a half, something like that. But it's supposed to be in the old. I did see part of the trailer for it. It's supposed to be in that old horror film,
black
style.
and white.
Yeah, with the with the frames and stuff, and it's supposed to be like that.
Mm-hmm. On noir.
I'm excited because this means more supernatural for the MCU. Now I just need a Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider. Yes.
Yeah.
I haven't mentioned him yet.
They made some.
Did I mention?
They made some loose references in a
mentioned-
She-Hulk episode.
No.
I'm not gonna say
They
which
mentioned
one,
Venom
but
and
it was
Morbius.
kind of
That's
there
what
were
I
some nods, but nothing you can kind of at least not in my opinion, that you can kind of say, oh, there's a Ghost Rider. Supposedly, though, there was a scene cut from Doctor Strange
say, oh, he
in
would
the
be there.
Multiverse of
So many
Madness, where one of the
scenes.
dimensions. I know, and we're probably never going to see all of them. But there was a scene where I can't remember if it was them going through when they were going through the multiple universes. Well, they were supposed to pass through one at some point or some point in the movie. They were supposed to pass through one, and Ghost Rider is supposed to be chained in that dimension. It's something they do, or somebody is fighting, or whatever happens, and it accidentally sets him free, and he escapes through the portal to, I guess, find his host.
You know, this go that was coming out of that didn't get posted, like the original plot of. Don't get me started on it. Every time I think of that movie, I think of the original plot was supposed to be, and it's like, what do we got? No,
the original plot of Doctor Strange.
Where they're supposed to be fighting Nightmare, and not versus one. They're supposed to team up together, and so frustrating.
I mean, I guess I'm not opposed to the plot we got for Doctor Strange and the multiverse. I'm not gonna keep saying that for Doctor Strange 2. There was a lot. I feel like they could have done a lot, and that's my same gripe with Love and Thunder. I liked it. It's a popular opinion, but it was good. I like that. Well, I feel like with them limiting how long, because look at how short they're making the movies as opposed to what they did with their first 3 phases. Like the movies are just over or a little under 2 hours, and I feel like that's not enough, and a lot of stuff seems rushed. Or they have to cut a lot of stuff out. And I feel like that's kind of what happened with Doctor Strange. That's like my only gripe about it, if I can get one. I feel like we would like it more if they took their time, but maybe they couldn't. So, if Marvel's listening, let it be a little longer. The people that pay I'm about to say, the people that want to see the movies will sit a little longer. We paid for it. We will sit. We set for Endgame. I think my bladder is still mad at me for that.
Yes, we did.
Right. Nobody.
Nobody wanted to miss anything.
I don't know, though. Hopefully we get to see it. I don't know. What do you guys, do you guys think they're going to focus more on the multiverse as opposed to these different teams now? And they're just kind of throwing stuff out for different phases. Well, so we might not get like
multiverse is ending after what kind of team? Black Panther 2 is ending after that. Then we start working on these new teams and everything after that point.
The multiverse, I think, isn't ending until after Secret Wars.
No, they're supposed to be ending after phase 4 where we're on right now. Yeah. That's supposed to be the whole multiverse thing. Then they start working on Secret Invasions as the next phase is going on there.
Are you sure? Because I think that Black Panther is just the end of phase 4.
It is, and I think it's supposed to start into the multiverse trilogy, and it's supposed to still continue on with it, but at the same time, it's not so heavily focused on that.
I don't look, but yeah.
Well, basically, we're still talking about it, but it's not so heavy like we're beginning
so
stuff like
the
multiverse. But now, I guess it's team formations.
I guess my only thing is like you said, team formations. Like everybody's waiting on mutants, and we're probably not going to get our mutants until after Secret Wars. So they have that team. They have cosmic teams they're setting up. They have street level stuff going on. So like they're so. With Jessica Jones and, us knowing that Charlie Cox is back, essentially, the Defenders are coming. That's another team. Then people are waiting on the X-Men. With Deadpool coming, that potentially means, the X-Force. So there's a lot of teams.
We do. Well, some of them are.
And he's come.
Some of them.
He's supposed to be bringing some people with him. I guess essentially that would probably be, So, the X-Force is coming. Those are a lot of teams.
I'll take those two.
A lot of teams to start setting up with running a multiverse saga. That might be a lot. And then we have other stuff to think about too, like in Love and Thunder, they showed Hercules. No, another spoiler. They showed Hercules. So what are they doing with that?
Right.
Well, yeah.
At least now, because it's on Disney Plus starting last week.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
most people.
And then with the Eternals, though, too. We've seen the Celestials. What's going on with that?
We've seen Celestials ever since that movie. They've been popping up everywhere. They popped at the end of the Love and Thunder.
Yes, but they finally made contact. They spoke to us. We finally get to hear what it was sound like. And how big were those? I was a little upset that it took to She-Hulk to make mention of Tiamat.
The one in the Earth that's stuck in the Earth. The one that killed.
Yeah, the big celestial that they like turned into. Is it Marple?
Yes.
Oh,
Like nobody noticed that. Like you could see it from space. Yeah. Nobody noticed it was like this big hulking thing that wasn't there centuries ago, just halfway up out the Earth.
right.
But they have a lot going on, and then we have Fantastic Four coming too.
Yeah, this is the comic book world.
You're supposed to mention him in She-Hulk because Titania is supposed to work for him.
Supposed to be in She-Hulk,
and they're supposed to be working together. That's how she got her powers and everything. Please give me Doctor Doom. I'd be happy with that. Just give me Doctor Doom.
Well, I think they're going to mention him too in Black Panther. They were supposed to make a mention of him at Wakanda Forever, so there's going to be another mention of him.
Just give me all of them. I'll be happy with this. Just give me all the Doctor Doom, a good Doctor Doom. Not no.
Yeah, but I don't.
Whatever
I
the other
need
ones
to be
are
centered around Doctor Doom, though. I feel like everybody's waiting on Doctor Doom.
Oh, listen. I don't care. Give me all the Doctor Doom. Of course.
Yeah, but he's not staying though.
They gave me what I wanted.
He was only there for a few minutes.
I know.
Do y'all think they're really dead?
Maybe just continuous plans. They're probably not really dead, but you know.
There was the theory that I found interesting. You guys want to hear it?
Yeah.
No.
Black Star.
What?
You could be a little bit more happy.
Sure.
But anyway, so the theory is, and this was kind of interesting, that remember in Multiverse of Madness when they showed, when Professor Xavier showed what happened at the original the fight with Thanos? Well, remember they killed him before he got a chance to get all the stones. So essentially their stones are still there. They haven't been atomized. So they kind of have a theory that they kind of planned for something like this, and that they use stones to kind of either bring them back or reverse time.
Yeah, I've been hearing a lot of those theories from especially a lot of YouTube pages and stuff like that talking about that theory. They're not really dead or there. That universe is like in a pocket dimension, say by Sinister Strange or something like that. I've seen a lot of those videos about that.
I saw something else about it. Well, yeah, about Sinister Strange, like how he's the one that actually got out of that dimension, and they left the real Strange in the that would be. Wasn't that supposed to be like another scene that they cut out? This would be the original post-credit scene. I would have liked to have seen that. That would be interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like we missed so much because they just wouldn't let the movie be longer. Yeah, because he's not even essentially, I guess, not even on Earth while this other stuff is going on. So I'm like, does that mean that he was? So was he not on Earth when like Moon Knight and all that stuff happened? Because you know, with what happened there, you would think that he would be aware of it if he was there.
He's supposed to be. He is the.
Remember,
he is the Sorcerer Supreme now because he wasn't there when Olympus stuff happened on there, so he's entitled Sorcerer Supreme. Doctor Strange is there. He's all powerful, but he's just not Sorcerer Supreme yet.
But one wasn't there either. So, like, why wasn't he there?
Good question.
Because I mean, I know it was kind of hard to miss,
right?
But remember, the Time Bureau got dismantled.
Remember, the Time Bureau.
I think the events of Loki took place like directly. It took place before WandaVision. Like when he escaped, the timeline split, and so his events, I guess, technically took place before. His events led to everything else being able to take place because they're.
Well, you say Loki was before or after WandaVision?
The Loki from the in-game Loki, the one that escaped with the Tesseract.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess according to their timeline, his events took place directly as that happened. So his events kind of led to the events of Loki season 1 kind of led to like the Scarlet Witch happening and all the other stuff that was kind of just like allowed to happen because there's no TVA anymore. Not the same one. Anyway. So I kind of see this season 2 should be interesting then. Their timeline is getting kind of muddy.
It will be.
Maybe it makes sense all at the end of it. Of course.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's
Yeah, that
supposed
would be
to
fun
confuse
if at
us.
the end of it they kind of like cleared everything
It's
up,
like
like there
comic
was
books.
another puppet master behind
Yeah.
everything.
It was Agatha all along.
Whoa,
That's all I'm saying.
There's always
I think
somebody
Hank has
behind
something to say
somebody.
about.
Should we say copyright?
Anybody excited for Kang?
Yeah.
Oh, you know, that was another team that we forgot about with the Thunderbolts,
Yes.
the Young Avengers.
Yes, I am.
Well, they're going to be talking
Well-
about it a lot more when the new movie comes out.
Yeah,
There's a new
because
spin-off
Remember
they're
we
off
talked
the
about
whole
Ant-Man
universe
and the
of
Wasp.
Kang the Conqueror.
yeah,
Yes, he
because
is.
they start Phase 5, right?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because that's where Kang coming in.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I heard like somebody described the footage
believe
that
so.
they showed. It's interesting. Like they described some of the dialogue, and I can't wait. Y'all think they really gonna give us MODOK?
Maybe.
So do you think we're gonna see AIM too? Because didn't they make like wasn't there? Who
He
MODOK?
was.
weird ass
MODOK?
character. Wasn't he already?
No, I
wasn't
think
he
that was
in
Zola.
Captain America already? Like the human form?
I think it was
Yeah.
Arnim Zola.
I believe so.
But well, this version of MODOK is supposed to be, you know,
Isn't it?
the yellow jacket character from the first Ant-Man.
one popped up
That's what
somewhere.
it's supposed to be anyway. So I'm kind of interested to see how they're gonna do that. But so didn't they mention AIM though too? Wasn't it mentioned in Ant-Man 2?
Yeah.
Or was it supposed to be mentioned and they never did?
Supposed to be mentioned or softly mentioned in the series and movies.
So do you guys think we could get actual AIM?
Yeah.
Maybe in Quantum.
But isn't he like the founder? Okay, I'm not gonna overthink it. I'm just let it happen.
Yeah.
You know, just let it happen. Exactly.
Isn't
Yeah,
that what
like-
makes it exciting though?
I'm about to say anything is liable to happen.
Expect unexpected.
Yes.
I like
Yes,
that though.
yeah.
A little bit of
To, know,
spontaneity.
to not know the unknown.
Speaking of spontaneity, so it is almost about that time. But before we begin to head out of here, Black Star, you got any final thoughts you want to leave us with?
Be cool. Be safe.
Short and brief.